And we are recording. So, hey, Jonathan.
Hello.
For those of you who are joining us, my name is Kim Dempsey. I'm Executive Director of the Midwest Center for Investigative Reporting here with Jonathan Hedinger, who is reporting on this trial in Cape Girardeau, Missouri, where we have a peach farmer who is suing Bayer and BASF over their dicamba-related products. Jonathan, can you give us a quick summation of this trial and why it's so
Um,
important?
so Bill Bader, who's a peach farmer, the largest peach farmer in southeastern or in Missouri, um, has been operating his peach farm since the 80s, and it's about 1,000 acres, and it was a pretty popular peach farm. It would take 40 to 50% of the peaches grown in Missouri each year would come from Bader Farms. And then starting in 2015, Bill Bader alleges that his crop was damaged by dicamba drift from other farmers who had been spraying dicamba on dicamba resistant cotton seeds starting in 2015, dicamba resistant soybean seeds in 2016, and that would have been illegal spraying on Monsanto's new dicamba resistant products. And then he said the damage continued in 2017 and 2018, even into 2019, when the dicamba resistant soybeans accompanying herbicide, which was made by BASF and Bayer, um, was released, and it was touted to be less volatile, but it still drifted and allegedly damaged his peach trees. So he's saying that Monsanto, which is now owned by Bayer, and BASF are responsible for that damage, and that they intentionally released the seeds early before the herbicides um, in order to create damage and damage other soybeans and make people buy their product. And that's also what continued in 2017, 2018, when the volatile herbicides drifted and killed all the non-dicamba resistant soybeans that were made by other companies. But then um, he's also, I mean, his point is there's no such thing as a dicamba tolerant peach tree. So he just can't operate his farm no matter what.
How was the courtroom today? Was it packed? Was it very large? Can you just give us physically what did it look like and how full was it?
So the morning, it was jury selection. So there were 43 potential jurors. So they took up a lot of the courtroom. But then the main parties are split into three tables. So there's the Bader Farms table with Bill Bader, his wife Denise, and then I think they had like 6 attorneys or so. And then Monsanto has a table with 6 to 8 attorneys, and then Ty Witten, Monsanto executives at that table, and then BASF also has a table of 6 or so people, including a BASF executive. And then the was pretty full. We were all packed into the right side during the jury selection, and that was you're rubbing shoulders with everybody. And then even when it expanded to both sides, more people showed up, so it ended up being even crowded throughout the day.
Estimated crowd size within the courtroom today?
Um, I would say, I don't know, maybe 50 people, maybe more than that, but around that probably.
Who's ultimately on the jury after jury selection?
There's 4 men, 4 women, um, seven. They're all 7 of them. 8 are from the Cape Girardeau area. One woman lives a couple hours away, so she's gonna have to stay in a hotel. But everyone else is local and all sorts of all ages. There's a homemaker. There's a truck driver. There's a couple other. I'm not entirely sure of the other occupations, but I remember those at least.
Anything outstanding today that sort of struck you listening to opening arguments?
Um, yeah, I mean, they kept repeating over and over again, they're not going to agree about anything. And so that was kind of one of the main takeaways was uh, what is it, the Bader Farms is kind of existing in a different universe than Monsanto almost, because Bader Farms is talking about the dicamba tolerant systems and all the problems with it. And Monsanto is just saying that Bader Farms is responsible for um, the damage that happened, or the loss of crop that happened at Bader Farms, and that was their responsibility. And then BASF was making that same argument, but also kind of trying to distance itself from Monsanto, saying they weren't involved in a joint venture. They were, as Bader's attorneys have alleged, they're saying that the that BASF is a fierce competitor of Monsanto, and so they're not involved in any sort of conspiracy or anything. So that is kind of where all that landed. And then, yeah, I mean, the other thing that really stood out was just the Bader's attorneys had a lot of documents that were showing that what Monsanto knew when, and internal dialogues between Monsanto employees and BASF also had, and also BASF what they planned on, and kind of it showed that there was a direct that what they were saying out in public wasn't what they were saying internally. So that was, and I expect more of that to come out throughout the trial, and hopefully we'll be able to get those documents once they're exhibits and evidence.
What, so finally, just kind of wrapping up, tomorrow there's 2 witnesses will be called, and that's expected maybe to take the whole day.
Yes. So Steve Smith, who's works for Red Gold Tomatoes, is going to be first, and he was on a Monsanto dicamba advisory council back when they were still considering the idea. Warned them that it would be really hard to grow specialty crops like tomatoes or peach trees throughout the Midwest if this happens. And then also Boyd Carey, who's a former Monsanto employee who was brought up a lot during the opening arguments. And it'll be really interesting to see kind of what he has to say, because a lot of his emails were included in the ones that Bill Randall, the attorney for Bader Farms, released.
And so plaintiff arguments are going first, plaintiff witnesses first, correct?
Yes, plaintiff first, then Monsanto, then BASF. So it'll probably be a lot of talk about the dicamba tolerant systems for at least this week, probably at least. So yeah, the Bev Randall's the attorney for Bader's. They're not allowed to talk to us now because they have a gag order, but this morning she said expected to go 3 weeks, and their hotel's booked through the 22nd of February. So might be a whole month. So we'll see how it goes.
Wow. Hey, well, thanks so much. We'll check in with you tomorrow.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.